What is going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the FantasyAlarm MLB DFS Playbook Preview Show. It is Tuesday, James, which means we have a large slate on our hands. 10 games starting at 7:07 p.m. Eastern Time. We have a 4-game, 6:40 slate as well. If you want to get a little early action in, you can play that. FanDuel might just give it to you. FanDuel had a 10-game slate for the Monday slate. They included the 6 p.m. game. So make sure you check if you're playing on FanDuel for when roster lock is over there. Because DraftKings did not, but they will. They may. Who knows? Interesting kind of slate here. We talked about it on the Monday show. Not having to deal with cores. Not dealing with Sutter Health on this slate. Not dealing with Tampa Bay on this slate. So, the hitter parks not here. Pitching wise, some good spots for some pitchers here. Some good pitchers earlier this year that have maybe taken a slight step backwards in recent outings. That maybe there's some bounce back potential that for some value on a couple of these names that will hit, particularly in the mid range, where I think that there are some interesting price points of guys that were much higher earlier this year. So. For those of you who are tuning in, we appreciate that. Hit that like, that share, that subscribe button. If you're new, we got the 7-day free trial going on, and we go position by position, and we'll build a lineup at the end of the show. Grande, my man, how we doing?
We're doing great, John. It's a great day to be great.
You should feel happy. If you tune into the live show, Grande was telling everybody, play Dollander. Rangers aren't that good.
I was just starting, John. We need to start sniffing these out. These, it's our job. Obviously, that's what we do, and we do a pretty good job of it. But I'm putting my my investigation hat on moving forward. I'm sniffing these spots out because it just and I even when you messaged me, you're like, did you play Dollander? I was like, yes. And then he immediately gave up the no-hitter and gave him a 2-run home run. But I was
at least the one good hitter on that team.
The good hitter, you know what? And salute to Wyatt Langford. Yeah. That's their one good hitter, and it's acceptable. But I'm not gonna be bullied by this bogus ownership anymore, right? We're done.
25% Jock Peterson.
We're done. You say it all the time.
Yeah.
When you open someone's player card on DraftKings, and you're like, this dude's hitting 190. I'm not playing him. And that player, including 7 other players in that same lineup, all hitting sub 200, were the highest rostered players of the slate. And sometimes that's going to work out. Sometimes it's not. Michael King is not working out right now on the Monday slate, and that's okay. It happens, and that's what's going to happen next time Texas Chalk may hit. But some of this stuff, bad teams without their best player, and that was the main point. Wyatt Langford's good, but there's no Seager in that lineup, and they were still this. It just again, we're sniffing this out, John. Moving forward, we're not.
If I had any additional production value to the show, I would have some drops and maybe do a pig oink, sniffing it out, something like that, but
we
I
also
want you to get time to add the production value.
We want you to get your sleep, John. We all want you to get your sleep.
But remember when we used to have the what was the Around the Horn style show that we did here at FantasyAlarm? Table that discussion.
Table that discussion.
We used to have the frozen overlays, and you get frozen.
Yep. Howard would freeze us.
Yeah, Howard would freeze us. That was the peak production value that we had here.
Also, peak COVID.
Peak COVID. Shout out COVID.
No.
Don't shut up, COVID.
Shout out COVID. What are you doing? Don't shut up, COVID.
No. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
You were saying for the time we were doing literally table that discussion and KBO content was at its all-time high.
Yeah. Anyways,
not shouting out COVID.
Not shouting out Not shutting out COVID.
Listen,
anyways, let's move forward. This is a recorded show. I could just end it and we could restart, but I'm going to let it ride. That's fine.
My heartburn's kicking. My heartburn's kicking.
He's $10,500 here. He's going up against the Seattle Mariners.
Yep.
Max Fried's pretty good. Got out-dueled by Dylan Cease in his last start. Can't imagine trading those guys. $10,500 for that. Bubich 97 had the
he was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, this dude last two starts was given the Baltimore Orioles and the Chicago White Sox. And we kind of talked about it. Like the Orioles should have been better, but the rain delay shortened his outing. He was rolling through that team and then rolled on through Chicago as well. Gets Houston here. Last check, Waka was doing a dance on that team. I don't know if that's since ended or not. But
a
little bit. Okay.
Yeah. It's gonna end up being just an okay night for Waka.
Okay. Kodai Senga, $9,500.
Yeah,
at home against Pittsburgh.
Easy.
5 walks. Walks have been an issue for Kodai Senga. Pitch counts have been up there. They've also pulled him in spots. Again, only once has he gone over the 90 pitch mark this year, which is not great, right? 6 innings, 2 hits, 89 pitches. He got pulled. Again, the 5 walks are a reason. If O'Neal Cruz is out of the lineup again, I mean, unless the power hitter Isaiah kind of Falafa shows up, again, that feels like a really good spot for Senga here. Brian Wu has been awesome. It's the Yankees. We'll see if that awesomeness holds up. And then the good Robbie Ray has been on display lately. He's $9,000, but he's drawing the Diamondbacks. So those are your 9K and above starters. There's 5 of them. Thoughts on where you want to start?
Man, I like most of them. Max Fried has been incredible. The strikeouts are the strikeouts for Max Fried this year are no different than they've been in years past. They are just very up and down. Super good ground ball pitcher. That's why he fits really well in Yankee Stadium too. We're not really worried about home runs, unless he's facing Jackson Merrill. But that's really what happens with every pitcher that faces Jackson Merrill. Love Fried in that ballpark. Coming off, him and Aaron Boone gave an interview after his last start and was like, "Yeah, that was my best stuff of the year." So yeah, if you want to play Max Fried coming off that start, do it. Same thing with Bubich. We've talked about this. Only issue that I guess he could really run into with Houston is that they just run all righties in their lineup, but the righties haven't done much. I guess we need a better ruling. Maybe we'll get the better ruling on the live show. Keith and I will, whether we want to go the Bubich route or not. Kodai Senga looks great. You're not wrong when it comes to pitch counts and all that stuff, but oh boy, this spot is just how do
We're
you
not really
not
getting the big strikeout numbers he got from Senga as a rookie? Maybe that's to come, but I mean, he had almost an 11K per 9 as a rookie with a 4 walks per 9. So his walks are kind of just in line. He's got a 3.9 walks per 9 right now, but the 8 strikeouts per 9 are a bit of a killer because you're missing out on those additional fantasy points, the extra 2 strikeouts, 6 points, that's a huge difference.
It's true
if he's not going to go deep into games, but this is Pittsburgh. This certainly presents a high strikeout upside game potential for him. Pittsburgh does have just a 22% strikeout rate against righties, but 219 average, 109 ISO, 287 WOBA, all pretty bad. So Senga probably is pretty popular here.
Minus 240 on the money line as well for the Mets.
Yeah, what's pitching for them? It's not Bubba Chandler, so Michael.
Bubba who?
Mitch Keller. No, we're gonna roll through it. We're gonna
roll through it. I missed that one. Sorry.
No, we're rolling through it. We're just rolling through it.
I'm just checking.
Yep.
I must. I didn't clean my ears. I don't know.
You gotta clean your ears. You didn't.
Yeah. That's the one. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. Brian Wu, it's $9,300. Also been pretty good. Last start, not so much against the
Guess
A's
where?
in Sutter Health.
In the best hitting environment in the league.
Yeah,
They're probably still gonna be like 9.5 implied runs next time.
The question is though, can he get it done against the Yankees lineup or just Aaron Judge in general? Can he pitch around Aaron Judge in the start?
Well, Trent
strikeouts.
Trent Grisham just hit a home run 415 feet. So
Who pitched for Seattle? Ernie Hancock today?
Ernie, big old
Ernie,
Earn Dog.
The old Ernie.
Yeah, Earn Dog. And not
Grisham's great. Grisham's great, dude.
Yeah, he is great. But I mean, look, it's a great pitching environment in general. I wouldn't like shy away from Wu. He'll be, I would say, definitively the lowest owned of the 9K starters, right? Him or Robbie Ray, probably the lowest owned, even though Robbie Ray's been really good.
Yeah.
They're probably the lowest.
I don't see anybody pitching Robbie Ray against Arizona. No. Corbin Carroll hit a leadoff homer today.
He did. No. I think second at bat.
Second at bat. Okay. Yeah. He's 1 for 1 with a walk and a homer, I guess. I just quickly looked. I didn't really dive into it. 1 for 1 with a walk there. He did homer. He homered. Robbie Ray, though, right? When he's got the control down, a lot of strikeouts.
Yep.
Good pitcher. It's just, man, this is a tough lineup.
Dude, he won a Cy Young, no?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Obviously had the Tommy John afterwards, but like you're not just winning Cy Youngs just because. I mean, Blake Snell does it, but like
yeah. That's true. That's true. All right, let's get into this 8K range because I think there's a lot of interesting spots.
A lot.
I'm just gonna jump to Dylan Cease right away here. 6 2/3, 1 hit, 1 earned, the homer, the 9 strikeouts. Had the forearm cramps. And then supposedly passed all the tests.
Yes.
Understanding that Michael King gave up the homer to Nato, down 2-0 right there, but Angels still highest strikeout rate in baseball versus right-handed pitching, 26.5% as of our recording, 220 average. They do have a 176 ISO.
Yep.
So
it's homer. It's homer or bust. It's homer or bust.
And then a 297 WOBA is one of the worst in baseball. So if Dylan Cease pitches to his potential, which is this right here, I mean, at $8,300 can give you 30 fantasy points.
He might be the best per dollar pitcher on the slate. And we saw Michael King's ownership in single entry was 70. He was 70% owned in single entry tonight. So.
It's him, or it could be the guy below him. All of a sudden, Spencer Schwarzenbach,
ridiculous.
$200.
It seems just totally wrong.
Why? 6 innings and earned, 6 strikeouts against Cincinnati at 77. Again, why did he drop $2,000? Because he had a bad outing against, the Dodgers had an okay outing against the Diamond, and now all of a sudden we're down here. He's a 10-5 pitcher at one point.
It's criminal. No, it's criminal.
So, how many people are looking at this 10-game slate? They're just doing this. They're like, all right, let's ride.
Right? A lot, because you have Shohei, and you have Judge, and you have everyone's going to obviously play Texas again because Kyle Freeland's pitching.
Yeah. You
have Tucker against Belozo. There's going to be a lot of people trying to jam bats. So, yeah, I think you're right. I think that's a great pairing. Schwellenbach. I think that's an elite pairing.
Those are 2 guys with 10-plus strikeout upside.
Yep.
That can get you 30 fantasy points in the 8K range.
Schwellenbach has a 40 bomb this year.
Yeah.
Second start of the year. To your point, he had 10 strikeouts and he had 8 scoreless. Miami is Miami, but you were 100% correct. Because one bad start.
Let's get to the Miami is Miami. I think Ben Brown's kind of an interesting tournament player.
Yeah, he's so many strikeouts.
Super high strikeout guy. Miami, 3rd highest strikeout rate in baseball against right-handed pitching, 23.7%. Was rolling good against San Francisco. It's just they kept on getting these bloop hits off of him.
I know.
And knocked him out of that game at 103 pitches. But he took a loss. He threw 5 innings. He gave up 3, and he still got you 18.5 fantasy points.
Yep.
You see the shutout against Milwaukee, 23. got lit up by Philadelphia, but that kind of skewed a lot of his numbers. He shut out the Dodgers. Like, telling me Miami here? Like, Ben Brown at $7,500 in tournaments. Another guy, nice strikeout upside, big win equity. You know the Cubs are going to be favorites here. Belazzo's on the mound for Miami and Chicago. I guess maybe we want to see what the wind might look like. If it's, if we get one of those Chicago days where it's like 20 miles an hour out, maybe we reconsider a little bit here. But Ben Brown at $7,500, I think is interesting for tournaments. So for me, it's Cease, it's Schwellenbach in the AK tier. I like Ben Brown at $7,500, but there's Brandon Pfaadt, there's Framber Valdez, Shane Baz, Berrios. Like, do you care for any of those options?
I mean, the Brown play is locked and loaded. That's as good as it's going to get. He's minus 245 on the money line, him and the Cubs. And also, usually I feel like the books have a pretty good idea of when there's going to be wind. It's only an 8 implied run total in that game. I feel like usually we get like the 10.5 in Wrigley when there is wind
data.
Yeah, they're pretty sharp. So
I'd look it up, but I have to retire as a weatherman. So
that's true. You cannot. There was not even a. I don't even know if there was a drop of rain in that game. But honestly, as a former weatherman, you should have known it's Atlanta, and we're getting towards the summer. So
yeah, I was also very transparent that I was looking at the Atlanta weather while saying that they're not actually playing
actually in Atlanta. I know.
So I really set myself up for the failure there.
You did. But you know what? We loved all the time we had with you as a weatherman.
I mean, listen, we have rain symbols in New York and Atlanta again. We could be washed out of those games, but who knows? I don't know.
Run it back, John. Run it back. Run it back. Put your meteorologist hat back on.
Nope. Not doing it.
I don't think there's anything else. I could see a scenario where Shane Baz obviously has struggled. There's a lot of factors. 2 of the last 3 starts say he struggled in, John. What is the similarity there?
3 of the last 4 have actually been in his own home ballpark.
Yeah, and all 3 of those were the bad starts, right? All 3 of the home starts were bad. Toronto is a bad offense. At least they have been a bad offense, right? Bottom 10 in basically every offensive category. Yeah. So
they don't strike out.
They don't strike out.
The only thing going for them.
And then the other name, I know there will be intrigue in just because the Rockies is Jack Leiter. And obviously pre-blister, or was it blister fingernail?
Blister.
Pre-blister Jack Leiter seems like he's was a different pitcher than post-blister Jack Leiter. But like post-blister Jack Leiter, also Seattle, they're kind of a buzzsaw. At least they've been a buzzsaw, and Boston can be a buzzsaw.
You can't have as many walks as you have innings pitched.
But the walks are but that was the problem last year, right? Him and Kumar Rocker both can't throw strikes.
That's the difference between pre-blister and post-blister. One walk in 10 innings, 10 walks in 12 innings, right?
You're right. Correlation. There's correlation.
Fortunately for him, he's facing a team that doesn't walk and strikes out a ton. 26% strikeout rate, second highest. Only the Angels have a higher one at 26.5. 7.4% walk rate. It's 27th in baseball. So they just don't walk either. So might be hard to walk them. From an average standpoint, 223 batting average is 27th. Their WOBA against right-handed pitching is 28th. And all of that is including their home stats. If you go away, Colorado is just dead last. 243 WOBA, 100.1 for their ISO, right? That's terrible. 189 batting average, dead last. 28.4% strikeout rate is the highest in baseball, all on the road. So, again, Coors is going to Coors. Rockies are going to Rocky. They're a bad team. So,
do we prefer Cease down?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm trying to say to you, man. Like, I like Senga. I don't see a reason to pay Max Fried money.
I don't see a reason either. What?
Nope. Yep, you're right. Anyways,
On a lighter note, we can go to catcher.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah. Listen, I would agree with you though. I think Schwellenbach is basically the same thing as Max Fried. I'll just say that now. I think that's basically the same thing today for $2,000 less.
Wait, go Schwellenbach. What was your comment?
I think that they're basically on this slate, probably close to the same pitcher.
Dude, you're so freed.
I get what you did, but it's catcher. Again, you can spend up if you want.
You can.
They are at least moving the price up on Will Smith a little bit. That's
dude, you have been screaming from the rooftops to please move Will Smith's price, and he's only getting better throughout this whole street. He
should be a 5K catcher. So
yeah,
there's that. Where do you go next, though? I guess is the question. Francisco against Keller. Alvarez there.
Yeah,
bad spot. Let's see.
Yanier Diaz. I mean, I know Bubic is a good pitcher, but
Moreno's 31 against Ray.
I mean, dude, what if the Cubs go double catcher? Miguel Amaya had 3 hits on.
They probably should just keep rolling. They're their 2 best hitters, basically. So that's not true, but you know what I mean. Amaya 31 is obviously a great value there. Can always play Freddie Fermin if you want.
Fermin season, baby, we're back.
2,600, we're there. I got nothing else.
Yeah, I mean,
see who's in the lineup. So.
We'll get some lineups.
All right, first base. Again, 10 games late, so a lot of options here. I mean, obviously, again, the Dodgers are there. I like Alonso. I think the Mets versus Keller feels good. Obviously, Michael Busch. We're gonna go right back to the Cubs. Well, I mean, the Cubs were the team we wanted to play today.
Yeah,
everybody was playing the Rangers. Were like, and I get it, they're free and they're cheap, but like, the first thing we saw was like, oh, Cubs versus Cal Quantrill should be the chalk. I would go right into Michael Busch here again to 47.
Yeah, I think Beloso has. I don't know if he has the lowest strikeout rate in baseball, but it was there at least. Oh, he had 7 strikeouts against the Dodgers. What in the world? He had 7 strikeouts going into that start. What a wild time. I don't care that he had 7. He can't strike people out. So it's a great spot for the Cubs.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. So obviously there's that spot there for Busch. Soroka going up against his old team there against Matt Olson.
Yeah, definitely can play people against Mike Soroka.
Goldie's 42.
Dude, Jonathan Aranda's price is criminal. I feel like we almost got to 5K, didn't we? Or did we get to 5K? What has he done to deserve this?
47. We got to 47.
Why is his price going the direction that it's going?
I don't really know, because everything about him is actually still holding legit. We're now a month into the season.
A month plus into the year.
Yeah. And all of his numbers are still pretty strong. I mean, his expected WOBA is 420. His expected batting average is 313. So still really good. Expected slugging 577. Exit velo is 94.2.
So his expected slug is actually higher than his real slug.
Yeah, so he's even getting unlucky. I mean, again, just sharing the goated sack ass feature.
But why is his price going backwards? I don't
know.
Okay, well, whatever. 3,900.
You got Barrios here too, right? Obviously a ground ball pitcher, but it's had struggles against lefties.
I actually think it's reverse splits this year.
Is it? Okay.
If I remember correctly, I think this year's, but it long history of you being correct. It's been lefties.
If you think Bubic is gonna fall off a cliff, Christian Walker historically good against lefties.
Not just staying, just fall off a cliff.
Just fall off a cliff. Yeah, because I mean, he's gonna have to probably be. He's been really good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Kiki Hernandez had actually a decent day the other day.
It's interesting.
It's him against Springs. I don't know where he's gonna sit there though, but if he's in the lineup, right? I don't know. It's a lefty, so they're probably not gonna play Kim, right? They play Hernandez.
They'll play Kike here. And you can play him at second. You can play him at second too. Okay, here's the question of the day, John. Lefty and Kyle Freeland on the mound.
Yeah, we go burger sauce.
Burger is $2,800. How popular is Texas? 10-game slate. It's gonna be a popular.
He'll be popular. Right? Yeah. They won that game 2-1. Burger went 1 for 3. So yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
Right? They're gonna be popular again, right?
You're gonna at least the righties will, right? Like, not gonna have to deal with Jock Peterson shock.
Yes. No, you won't. No, you won't.
All righty. Yeah, that's fine. I got nothing else though down here. I don't think there's anything else. Second,
there is not.
Ketel Marte's $5,000. If you want to spend up against Robbie Ray again, it is the strong split side for him.
It is definitely the strong split side for him. Yep.
Miguel Garcia, Jay Cronenworth. I did say I like Nico Horner on the
stole the base.
Stole base. That's what we said. They can't hold anybody on. So if he gets on, he'll run. We got that. You mentioned it was more the lefty killer, right? So we got more.
More is an absolute lefty machine.
We'll see. Not a great spot for him, but does have the right splits.
No, not a good spot.
Lau versus Berrios. Mentioned Hernandez can be played here. McNeil can play him against Keller at 33.
Ooh, Brett Beatty.
Could finally be a Beatty spot. That's fair.
I know we're excited for 1 week of Brett Beatty. That's all he's been good for in his whole career, but it is exciting.
It's something. If Kim is in the lineup, I'd play him at $2,300.
Yeah, still cheap stolen base threat.
Yeah. All right, third base. Machado, Riley, mentioned Garcia already. They moved Chapman up to second, I think.
Second. Yep. Second.
Not that I'd play that. Again, kind of for a big slate, I really only kind of like Machado, I think.
How dare you disrespect Yoan Moncada, the 3-hole hitter for the Los Angeles Angels? Remember when he was like the most can't miss prospect of all time? And then he did nothing but miss. Was that the sale trade? Was that the sale trade? It was a sale trade, right?
Kopech and Moncada. Neither of them worked out.
Wow, what a deal that was for Boston.
Yoan Moncada showed up to Red Sox training camp his first year in like a Under Armour bodysuit, basically, just shredded, muscles were everywhere, and I was like, "Holy, look at this dude!" And then they're like, "He actually can't hit at all,
and he won't also stay healthy.
He can't stay
ever."
Healthy, yeah. Another guy that basically before he ever played a game was like a top 25 prospect in baseball.
Yep, that's for sure true.
Can't project well sometimes.
No.
Let's see. Caminero here. Josh Young will be popular. Lefty, Freeland, 36.
This is
has been good.
I would say I'd be okay with some Rangers on this one.
Some Rangers. Maybe two. Young and Langford.
We didn't talk Semien either, but they're really cheap, and at least when we were talking Dollander, at least that guy is a top prospect.
Where is it? Semien's 31 now. A little more expensive, but still cheap.
Dollander versus Freeland is vastly different, right?
Yes, one of them has some talent.
I mean, one of them is, as you just said, projected talent, and one of them is lost their talent years ago. Oh,
I shared with you the StatCast page for Ashton Burger.
You did.
Not qualified enough to be fully red barred, but everything is non-qualified red barred for him. I don't believe it for a second that this is the player that he is, because he's a 28-year-old
no, he's only 20. No, only 25.
25-year-old non-prospect, basically. So, but the numbers are the numbers. He's on a little bit of a hot streak right now. If you think Shane Baz continues to struggle, maybe Aston Barger there. He hit 4th the other day, so he's in the middle of that lineup. Yep. So $2,700 for him, potentially a spot there.
That's probably the key, though, right? Like he's a 20. Like if you think Shane Baz is actually just gonna like if he's kind of lost it a little.
Yeah.
I don't like. I think Shane Baz is a better pitcher than what he's showing. But if you don't think so, I mean,
if you don't think so, but like I said, I mean, not qualified, but all of these are red. Expected WOBA is 360, batting average 300, slugging 473, exit velo is 96. Like that's legit. 52% hard hit rate. The bat speed is crazy good. Not striking out, 16% K rate. So hit him in the middle of the lineup. Ignore sort of the overall numbers this year and just think that maybe he's just getting a bit unlucky. And let's ride a little bit. Maybe at $2,700 for.
John, you misspoke when you said Corbin Carroll had 1 home run.
Did he just homer again?
He did.
He's a good player. He's talent he has.
He has lots.
Yes. Poor Justin Verlander. Actually pitching okay outside of having to face Corbin Carroll.
Yeah, if Corbin Carroll didn't exist, he'd be pitching a gem. Yeah,
not a perfect day for him, but it is what it is. Trying to see. Oh, Padres took the lead.
Jackson Merrill's awesome.
Yeah. All right. That's third base. Shortstop, position we tend to spend up for. Bobby Witt, Mookie Betts, Francisco Lindor, CJ Abrams, though it's Schwellenbacher is 47. Swanson, we were high on him. He homered. He's still being awesome. Feels like a good spot again at 44. If you're not spinning up any of the top guys here.
Yeah, I mean, Mookie looks really good, John. I know he was struggling earlier in the year, but Mookie looks really good. So I like the Mookie play. Really good ballpark, obviously, to homer in. Love the Lindor spot. Mitch Keller has just been absolute dust. Would love playing either of them. And then it's Dansby. That's literally the order I would play him in. I would play Mookie, Lindor. You can always play Bobby Witt. I should have not excluded him, but you can always play Bobby Witt. But Dansby looks as good as anyone. The only problem is he hits 7th and the other guys don't.
Yeah.
So, but it hasn't mattered. He can keep hitting 7th if he's going to keep hitting home runs.
Agreed. Jacob Wilson's 4K against Landon Knack. Getting hit at the top of that lineup. Pena leading off against Bubich.
Jacob Wilson has the second most hits in baseball. Do you know that?
I'm not really surprised. I've said all along, professional hitter. We even got a stolen base out of him the other day.
And a walk.
No.
He struck out. He struck out. I watched him strike out and walk in back-to-back days. I was
7
shocked.
walks, 9 strikeouts in 155.
It's crazy. Yeah, Aaron Judge is the only one with more hits than Jake Wilson.
Puts the bat on the ball. Does that, man?
Pena.
Yeah, Pena. Duran again, probably 22.
Yeah. Wait, he's shortstop eligible now. Huh?
Yeah, he was first base, third base on the Monday slate, third base, shortstop on the Tuesday.
Totally makes sense. Well, they lost Josh Smith too.
Yeah, that's true.
He has
Jordan
back
Waller
soreness.
2K.
He'll play. He's going to play here. They said 4 days a week, right?
They did.
He'll play.
He should be playing, right?
Yeah.
They'll like DH Suarez, right? Take Pavin Smith out of the lineup and put Lawler in.
Exactly that. Yep. Exactly that.
That's what they'll do. 2K.
Or they'll keep Cattell DH because Cattell just came off the IL. There's a couple options they can do.
Different ways to do it. Anything else at shortstop you want to highlight?
Bowish had homered again. I just wanted to point that out.
Sure.
I'm shocked that he's homered twice now. But I'm not going to give him a standing ovation this time, but.
Okay. Outfield.
A
lot of good options here. Again, I feel like going to Tucker makes a lot of sense. Jackson Merrill, Aaron Judge, Ohtani. The usual suspects here. I feel like it's almost a waste of time when we just who do you like of the 6K range? All of them. They're all stars. They're all great. So,
Yeah, I mean, I literally could not give you one bad word about any of them.
Nope. Even lefty Corbin Carroll still would play him. Seiya's a great spot. Soto's still too cheap. I mean, at some point, we're going to get like a big Soto day, right? Like, have to? Think so, right? At some point?
I would hope so.
Maybe?
Yeah. I mean, this is a great spot for him. Let's just say it. Mitch Keller's dust. Dusty Mitch Keller.
I mean, they're not calling up Bubba Chandler yet, so they got that going for him there.
No.
Bubba Wyatt homered. Bubba Chandler. Wyatt Langford homered.
He did.
One of the few good players in that offense. Got him at 52.
You know who's going to? That guy is going to homer.
Rooker.
That ballpark is not going to keep Brent Rooker in. He's homering against Landon. Landon Knack, big home run problem. He has a knack of giving him up. That was all last year. All last year.
PCA leading off.
Yep.
5K. James Wood homer again. I'm not going to play him against Krelbach. I'm just going to mention that he homered. Soderstrom, a lot of power. Stowers, a lot of power. Butler at 45. Ozuna hit a ball to Mars tonight.
He did. 460, right? Was it?
Yeah, something like that.
Something? Yeah.
Got him there. Grisham homered again, as you mentioned. J-Rod homered. A lot of homers in this group.
Yep. Pajes could definitely homer.
Pajes for sure.
He's
Nimmo?
Good. Yeah, Nimmo looks great. The Mets look great. The Mets look really good in this spot.
Yeah. Springer's also been pretty good if you think Boz continues to struggle.
Yep.
Same
thing with Varsho. Varsho's hit a couple home runs already since being back. It's really all he's done. He's homered.
Had a big game.
Yep.
Verdugo's 38. If you think Leiter struggles, I mean, Beck being 36 is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
That offense is just atrocious, but.
Did you see the Chandler Simpson double?
I did, yeah.
On a routine ground ball up the middle.
See, I'm not as impressed by that because I've been seeing Jaron Duran do that for years.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
Yeah, and also Chandler Simpson I don't know if he'll ever hit a home run. I don't know if you watch him swing.
He will, but it'll be an inside the park variety.
I should have prefaced it by saying leaves the stadium. I don't think he'll ever leave the stadium with a home run.
Yeah. His home ballpark will help him out a little bit. Lefty down
that's
the
fair.
line, but
that's fair.
Your guy Hill homered.
He did.
We have Lourdes versus lefty.
Oh, too bad.
3,200. Again, I know Robbie Ray's been good, but Lourdes is waking up.
That's too bad. It's a good lefty.
That's
Tyrone Taylor. Tyrone Taylor's been really good. If you want to cheat Met,
do this again. Ride the hot streak of Tyrone Taylor.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great spot. Shout out Cam Smith. Addison Barger. You can play your boy Barger in the outfield.
Yeah, play Barger down here. Yeah.
Grishik probably in the lineup.
Where's they're down here 23. Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know. I guess I shouldn't say that because if they're going to play Lawler, I shouldn't say that Grishik's definitely going to be in the lineup because he's been DHing for Pavin. We don't know.
Sure. All right, let's just do what we said we were going to do here at Pitcher, which was play the two 8K guys.
Yeah, I agree.
And then if we need money, we'll go to Ben Brown off of somebody, but I don't know whom. Are we doing? What are we doing? Who are we playing? Who are we hitting against? Or is it Cubs and Mets?
Are we doing? Actually, I don't know. I have no idea who we're doing. Definitely Brett Beatty. We want value. Get Beatty in the lineup.
I'm also doing. I'm just gonna play
Lawler
for free. Beatty works as well.
And then we have the infinite money glitch.
Yeah, right. Beatty at second.
Yeah, second sucks because now we can play
47.50. We're not
you can play whoever you want.
That's true. All right. Well, Tucker Merrill.
Soto.
Soto, yeah. Let's you know what? Yes. Let's not pretend like we're not just gonna do
Mitch Keller.
and And then you get the bullpen afterwards. So like,
and then possibly, if we get Bednar, it's a good thing.
Yeah, right. Do you have anything to tie this together? I just threw Jung in there, but we might not be able to go down a little bit more. Do a little young Carter stack. They're not really.
I don't know if Carter.
Oh yeah, left. Yeah,
I mean, I assume they'll play Carter, but
it's true.
You could probably do like Jonah Heim, and then Tyrone Taylor or something like that. If you wanted to like actually,
you could play Beatty there. One off.
Don't forget.
Okay. Get our guy back in there. 5K outfielder. That feels better.
How bad did we just get there? Brandon Nimmo?
PCA?
Oh,
PCA to go with Tucker, right? So C, Schrellenbach, Alvarez, Alonso, Beatty, Barger, Lawler, Tucker, Soto, Armstrong. There's a lot of power in that lineup.
Yeah. There's a lot
of power in that lineup. Only 2 guys under $3,000 too.
Well, that's because Cease and Schrellenbach are 10K pitchers
are $8,200. Yeah,
for no reason.
Yeah. All right. Cease, Schrellenbacher, Alvarez, Alonso, Beatty, Barger, Lawler, Tucker, Soto, Armstrong, Crow Armstrong. We'll give him his full name for the example lineup there. Grande and Keith will be live with you guys at 5. Until then, everybody, we'll catch you later.